Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the PapaJugg Podcast. Tonight we are doing something a little different. Tonight we're doing the same thing. I got the best review ever. I got to play this for you before we get the show started. I was talking to a buddy of mine and he made a comment and now I've lost the comment. Hold on, wait, I'll get it back. I promise. Okay. He made a comment live on stream and I was dying loud. I was like, okay, that you win the best review ever. And I lost the file. There it is. I think this is the file. Oh, is that yes, this is the file. Here. Hope you can hear this.
Podcast to be more disappointing than normal? I don't know. Who knows? You'll have to tune in and check them out if you really want to know.
I was dying. More disappointing than normal? It's like, damn, how normally disappointing is this show? Anyways, tonight we've got a lot to talk about, and the biggest thing, our big chat of the night, is going to be all about AI, because I saw a comment from a corporate executive, and it really got me thinking about sort of what this means for us. So I had a thought about that. Let's see what happens.
Party people, how you feeling?
What's going on, everybody? It is the beginning of Friday. No, it's not. It's the end of... Jesus, I need a nap. It is the end of Friday. It is the beginning of February. And we're going to talk about some of those things. So I hope everybody is doing fantastic. If you are listening to the audio version of this podcast, then you're hopefully hearing this on a Monday. And I hope you are at the beginning of a very great week for yourself. I did promise that we are going to start tonight's episode with an announcement about the show itself. I then upgraded, right? There's the disappointment, starting Friday. Yeah. So I did promise that. If you've been watching me live on Twitch, I've been talking about that for the last couple of days. And there's an additional announcement. Today, I confirmed something that is really cool. It's lit, yo. Wait, I have a button for that. Hold on. No, that ain't it. Wait.
That's lit, yo.
Yeah. So I'm going to make a second announcement, and I will tackle them right here up front. That way, after this, you have no reason to stick around, because the show may be, what did my friend say? Oh, that's right. More disappointing than normal. So here's the thing. First announcement. This is the announcement that I promised. This is the announcement that has been in the works for a while. The format of this show is going to slightly change. The audio portion is not going to drastically change. What is going to drastically change is the thing that you may be watching right now, and that is the live video presentation, the live stream of it. That is going to change because I'm going to take my face out. I'm going to eliminate the cam. And there is going to be, I have a screen for this. So I am going to eliminate the face cam from this. I'm also completely reworked. I have completely reworked the background visuals. The slides are going to be a little bit better. I hope they're better. Apparently for some people, it's more disappointing than normal. I'm going to eliminate that part. And so all of the visuals are going to change. The format of the show is going to slightly, nothing really noticeable, but I am going to be doing more deep dives on topics. I'm going to be focusing on a bigger range of topics. So we're going to be talking about other forms of entertainment. We're going to be talking about other social things, not like politics or anything. We're not getting into religion, and we're not touching the unmentionables. But we are going to be what I think is hopefully improving the quality of the show, because I do have high hopes for this thing. And I'll be honest with you, it just hasn't caught on yet. And I think part of that is because there's not enough continuity to the topics. And I also think that I haven't done enough work promoting the show and the episodes themselves. I put them out on all the platforms, but as I looked at my own show, I was basically looking at it going, okay, so what is happening here is that I'm building it and then I'm hoping people show up. And it doesn't work. I'm sorry. If you are a content creator, that is not the way the world works. You can't just say, well, I built it and like, where's everybody? It doesn't work that way. So we're going to tackle that. And hopefully these are going to be good upgrades to the show. So that is the first big announcement, is that the Jug face is going to be gone, because this isn't about me. And I also don't want this to be about, for the lack of a better, like, live interaction. I'm not here for you guys to chat with me on this. I want you to chat with each other. I love seeing you guys talking to each other in chat about the topics that we bring up. And I want to bring more people in for that. And I think that if you guys are talking to each other about the topics, you can form really great conversations, as opposed to just my opinion. My opinion gets the audio. So whatever, I win. So anyways, so that is the, yeah. I'm sorry. Somebody in chat said, hey, I stick around for the full disappointment. Yes, that is, welcome to the episode. This is episode 30. By the way, if you guys didn't catch that, this is episode 30 of the PapaJugg podcast. This is now the 30th week of broadcasts. And I want to see this thing continue to do better, grow, and bring more people to both YouTube and then also to all the audio platforms. So that's the first thing tonight. The second thing is, if you're watching this or looking at the VOD, then you are going to see the logo that just popped up on screen. For those of you in the game of Star Citizen, I don't know if anybody here plays Star Citizen. If you're listening, do you play Star Citizen? You should, and you should use my code to get started. But I have a very cool announcement. It was confirmed and again announced today that I will be doing color commentary for the 2954 CruxCup races. This will be my first professional commentary role in the game of Star Citizen. This is one of the largest racing games, largest racing events in the game. But if you are here listening live, you are hearing this for the first time, and you are hearing this first above almost anybody else. It actually got leaked in the Enzio Racing Discord a little early. I was like, oh no, oh well. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing commentary for the CruxCup this year. I'm doing I think it's the last two races. I'm going to be doing in combination with Croncy, which is going to be really, really fun. Croncy's a great guy to watch him, stream live, but then also for his race commentary. So I'm going to be doing that. But I'm really, really excited. This is my very first commentary role in the game of Star Citizen, and it is a huge racing event. It is an endurance race, which is amazing. It is a 1-hour race. I'm going to be doing qualifying races and then also the big championships. So I am very much looking forward to that. You're going to see events. I'm going to be creating the events in the PJParty Discord. And then I'm also going to post these on social media, but I couldn't do it until the episode was live. So I had to do that. So I had to wait. That is what is the cool second announcement. I worked it all out with Anzia today. It's going to be great. I had a ton of fun. If you didn't catch the Thursday live stream, so if you're watching this live, you saw it yesterday. If you saw the Thursday live stream on Twitch, it was myself, and we brought on a special guest, EchoBit, who is the principal officer for Anzia Racing. She taught me proper racing. And like I had a really cool intro to racing with my friend Kelsar Prime. Kelsar put me in a Misc Razor, and like we would, we did cool things. And he was really educational, but we didn't really have the time to get into the nitty gritty of how to set it up. And that's not what he was doing. He was just kind of getting me into a ship and saying, okay, let's go fast. Let's see what this is like. Do you like the, Kelsar was great. Brought on Echo. Echo steps in and Echo says, okay, let's teach you about the ship. Let's teach you about the game settings. And it was amazing. And to see so many of you guys really, I cannot tell you enough as a content creator. I cannot tell you enough how much I loved seeing all of you in chat talking about the fact that you didn't know this stuff. So many of you were like, wait, what? You can do that? That does what to the ship? Oh my God. To see you guys responding to the education that we were getting live in that stream from EchoBit, that is one of the reasons I do this. I want to bring stuff that you haven't seen before. I want to create opportunities for you to learn something about a game you enjoy or about gaming, things like that. To watch all of that happen live in chat, and then to have people even in the Discord today, to have people in the PJParty Discord talking about, I have to go watch the VOD. Yeah, go do that. And not because like it's numbers for me. I don't care about that. It was really cool just because that's the kind of content I love to make for you. And to watch that just roll out live as we were all learning together, that was the most amazing thing. So thank you very much for those of you who made it. Thank you very much to everybody who has responded so positively to that. What I am going to be doing, and it will probably be done by the time this is, definitely by the time it's audio, but it will be published very early tomorrow. I'm going to take that education segment with Echo. I'm going to cut that from the VOD, and I'm going to upload it to YouTube as a permanent upload for people who are looking for, basically it's like Racing 101. Kind of like Flight Mechanics 101. She taught us some really, really cool stuff, and I had a blast learning it. To take the MSR, best ship in the verse, to take the MSR and run around that track and do it slow, do it faster, do different turn mechanisms, like all of that stuff was so much fun. So I had a great time. You're going to see more racing stuff from me. Not good racing stuff. Like I'm not skilled at it. I'm a mouse and keyboard dude who's just going like, this is fun. So you're going to see that, like you're going to see my typical crap content, but it's going to be racing. So we're going to do stuff like that. And I'm going to be inviting some of you. That's another thing that I want to do is there's going to be more community events, which is what we're doing next week. Don't forget. So when this goes live on Monday as audio, that night's stream on Twitch is going to be Red Dead Redemption 2 with viewers. On Wednesday is going to be Star Citizen with viewers, not racing, but that'll come later. And then Thursday, I return to the Sea of Thieves for Thieving Thursday. And all of those are going to be with viewers. So it's going to be a good time. But again, to go back to the point, to go back to the tonight's show, what we are doing is I am going to be getting my very first opportunity to do commentary on a live Star Citizen event. It is one of the biggest racing events of the year. It is the CruxCup, hosted by Anzio Racing. And I am so looking forward to this. I really hope everybody tunes in because it is a great race. You get to watch some really talented people fly some really cool ships in an amazing game. So stay tuned for the news about that. It is going to be March 23rd and 24th are the ones that I'm handling. There's, like I said, some qualifying races and then the championship. So I do want to read that specifically just so I know I don't screw that up because, getting the job wrong when you first get it is stupid. Yeah, so race day 1, the qualifying races on March 23rd. It starts at 8 a.m. Pacific on Saturday. I'm going to be doing that for the Open GP series and the Pro GP series. And then race day number 2, which is the following week. Sorry, the 23rd and the 30th, not the 24th. 23rd and 30th, the Open GP and Pro GP. I'm going to be tackling those as well. So Saturday the 23rd and then Saturday the 30th. Those are going to be the events that I'm handling. So it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Fun times. Let's keep the show going though. We are going to be talking about a couple of interesting things. The first is there was a site called The Messenger. And the idea behind The Messenger was to create sort of a neutral journalism, new reporting site, for things all over the world. And it failed. 8 months later, it has collapsed. Why am I telling you? I'm telling you because it was interesting why it collapsed. This was a guy who had a lot of money and he wanted to create this new journalism site. He raised a lot of money to do this. It lasted for 8 months. And the interesting thing for me is there's always somebody that says, I want to start a new website and it's going to be all about media and it's going to be reporting and it's going to be journalism and blah, 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 blah. That's not unique. People try to create, journalism sites all the time. This guy was able to recruit major, serious professional journalists from Reuters, the Associated Press. Real credible sites, credible reporting organizations. And then it just collapsed. Literally the day of, he just sent an email to everybody saying, we're done. Don't come into work. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. It tells you the state of media. because what I saw was interesting. The site had some, decent reports. There was some credible journalism that was happening at this particular site. The problem was people said that he failed because he was relying on an old business model of social media sharing and search engine traffic. What struck me was that that was considered an old business model. And then I realized, of course it is. The new business model relies on lies. And I'm not getting into, is the media honest? That's honestly not the point right now. What I'm talking about is current journalism relies on clickbait. Current journalism relies on misleading headlines. Current journalism relies on manufacturing outrage. We are not, and have not been for a while, for most media, not all. There are certainly absolutely amazing, talented, mostly unbiased media organizations around the world. There are organizations who are not perfect, but they do try to give you the news. And that's great. And they do exist. But now there are so many organizations, especially like for those of us in the gaming world, the media sites that cover gaming and that cover tech, sort of as a big concept. If they cover tech, it's their job to invent the controversy. I mean, especially like if you watch streaming media, there are certain sites, and I'm not going to name them, but there are certain sites where they will take a completely benign, normal event, and they will manufacture a headline that makes it sound really terrible. Streamer so-and-so offends half of audience. No, what they did was they made a comment that people disagreed with. But that's boring. I'm not going to go with like really controversial people. So who's not controversial? God, who's a big streamer that's just kind of innocent? They're so hard to find. I'm the only one. I'm sorry. I'm the only big streamer who's not controversial. I'm an angel. But whatever. You get some, somebody who's not out to raise, everybody's ire with anger and frustration. You get a regular streamer who says something and people in chat were like, no, I don't think so, man. I think it's this. I think it's that. That's not dramatic enough. But if it's a slow news day, you have to turn that into a headline where we are now enemies. We don't just have a difference of opinion. I told you to fuck off and you told me that you're going to unfollow and unsubscribe. Like, that's what it had to turn into. And they will omit parts of the facts. They will change parts of the facts. It just becomes this whole thing. And that's a lot of what media relies on nowadays. And it relies on that because, and again, this was the weird thing. They said that it was an old business model to rely on social media sharing. No, that's the business model. That's the current one. But now you have to combine that with controversy. It can't just be interesting thing happens, read story. It's interesting thing didn't happen. We invented an interesting thing from it, read story. Which is why, like, when you go through these news sites, and all of you have seen it, when you go into whatever, news article is covering your favorite streamer or game studio or tech or whatever, and at the bottom of and at the right side and the left side and the top, and there's ads everywhere, and the ads are garbage. Have you ever thought about why? The ads are garbage because they're the most clickbaity. If it was just ads for products you actually needed, probably wouldn't help that much. But there's a whole economy, and I trust me, this is my industry. I've been doing this for over 20 years. There's an entire economy built around crap advertising. Clickbaity, altered images, misleading titles. You've probably seen it, like, solar can be installed in your home in Iowa for nothing. You click on the article and it's a company you would not even trust your dog to go read the site, let alone you. And it's like, this isn't what you offered. And you all you did was you put a picture of a blonde woman with big boobs over a picture or over a headline that talked about solar, and then you named the state I'm in because you IP tagged me. You basically geolocated me. It sucks. And this site, I can't speak to its advertising policies, but this particular site, The Messenger, was just trying to do better journalism, failed in 8 months. This falls on us. This is all about us as consumers. If we click the stupid ads, if we fall for the dumb headlines, we're getting what we're telling them matters to us. We're showing them we don't care about quality, just entertain me. It's not a sustainable thing. Eventually it's going to have to change or collapse. And this company tried to do it, I think maybe just ahead of its time, but this company was trying to say, hey, we're just going to create a cool journalism site. Died. And media is changing pretty drastically. You've got every company like the LA Times, the New York Times, everybody is laying people off. Media companies all over the world. And I don't just mean like newspapers, like the old school newspaper companies, TV newspapers, Jesus. TV news companies, online news companies, all of these media organizations are laying people off because we're not consuming media the same way, and they haven't figured out how to keep it afloat. It sucks. This is a difficult thing. And for people who are willing to throw out the media, if you are somebody who says, who cares, they're a bunch of liars, we don't need it, I want you to remember that even amidst all of the low quality garbage, it is still the reporters who bring us the news because we can't be everywhere. We need to hold them to a higher standard, but they bring us stories that we can't experience. We have to get it from the media. They are, in the United States, we call them the fourth estate. They are intended to be that reporting, giving you details, fact checking in most cases, especially now when people are inventing their own stories, their own truths. We need the media, but we need the media to do better, but we have to tell them that that's what we want. If they go away, there is a very, very serious problem with representative government. There is a very serious problem with our understanding of the world around us. So I would be very cautious if you are of the opinion that the media can just be thrown out because you're going to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Be very cautious of that. Okay, fun times. Let's talk about something else, huh? I think we should. Let's move on to, look, it's Suicide Squad. So Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League has come out, that has finally released, sort of. You may remember a few months ago, it came out and did not get positive reviews. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League really got trashed when the early access or the review copies went out. Everybody's like, this game is garbage. And they pushed it back an entire year. They said, okay, we're going to go back and do it again. So I want to read you something that came out, and I believe, is this tech? Oh, where did I get this article? Hold on. Where was it? There. Oh, PC Gamer. There it is. So 8 hours in, Suicide Squad doesn't seem like the disaster some were waiting for. And Rocksteady, the studio, by the way, is Rocksteady. They went dark on Suicide Squad, reemerging late last year with trailers that emphasized its open world metropolis, unique traversal, and the squad's distinct playstyles. It looked fun, and co-op shooters, cool. What could go wrong? So the author, by the way, this is, like I said, this is on PC Gamer, and the author is Morgan Park. I'm 8 hours in and having a great time leaping across Metropolis, tearing through purple aliens plus a billion helicopters, and learning how to get the most out of every member of Task Force X. This is not at all the high-profile train wreck that some were waiting for. I do wonder if it'll stay this fun, though. Most missions are kind of samey so far. And if that doesn't change between hour 8 and hour 20, that's going to be a huge bummer. So there's that review. The other side is the business side of it, which is Rocksteady basically this time, they didn't want to get sabotaged again, so they held back most of the media review copies. They didn't release the keys for most media. Like there was a big one. I found an article that was talking about this. Where did it go? No. Yeah, there we go. So after early previews of the game, this is from an article on Yahoo Entertainment. After early previews of the game were less than positive, major gaming site IGN, which published one of those reviews, got refused a review copy this time. Rocksteady was like, no, thanks. Like, which I kind of find funny. Like, I'm not sure if that's unprofessional or not. I mean, you give media copies so that you can get the stories out and get the advanced and all of the, like, hey, talk about our game and drive up some of the hype. That's part of the relationship of media. But yeah, IGN didn't get a review copy. It wasn't alone. Most journalists only received their codes on Tuesday when the servers were turned on for everybody. It was kind of like, okay, media, you want to do this to us again? Fine. You're going to get the same opportunity to review it as all the early access stuff. Wow. That's a little harsh, but I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know. I'm petty. I'm stupid. So yeah, it is. I thought it was interesting. So it looks like Suicide Squad may be better. I have seen positive reviews of it. I have seen regular players, not media reviewers. I have seen regular players talking about how much fun it is. People are enjoying the changes that they're, seeing and experiencing versus the first time it got published, or I should say first time it got reviewed. So I think that's a good thing. If you are interested, if you are playing Suicide Squad, I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of Suicide Squad? Are you enjoying it? Do you think it has been improved? Is this more of the game you were hoping for? Along that line, we're going to talk about February game releases, one of which is Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones has been a train wreck almost from the start. It got announced and people were kind of, excited about, okay, this could be a good thing. Assassin's Creed Black Flag on the boat. Great. We're going to sail around and be pirates. Okay. Nothing about this has gone good. It has been a whole lot of delays, problems, staff changes, director changes, studio changes. There was legal obligations. I think Ubisoft would have canceled this if they didn't have an agreement with the government of Singapore to actually publish the game. Like there's a government requirement. This game must get published through our studio. So thanks. But I think Ubisoft would have canceled it already because they kind of tried. Can't. So this is another game release. I believe it comes out on the 18th. I do have pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it months ago. I was so excited about it. I was coming out of Sea of Thieves and I was like, you know what? This is going to be great. It's going to be a better pirate game. We're going to see new visuals, better quality. It's not cartoony. It's a little more realistic in terms of presentation. Unfortunately, I was in the first round of beta testing and they screwed up my account and I could never log in. After that, I backed out of the beta test. I was like, fuck, I don't care about your stupid codes anymore. Screw you. Because customer service was crap. Ubisoft's customer service was so dumb. And then they've done open beta tests or closed beta. I forget what they did. They did beta testing. And in fact, one of which I think is live right now while the show is going on. I believe they have a test open this weekend, which concerns me. You have a beta test open now, but you are supposed to be launching. Where is it? February 16th. I'm recording this on the 2nd. You're supposed to launch your game in 2 weeks and you're beta testing? Like, are you not done? Are we getting some sort of are we getting a live beta for, whatever, I don't know what I paid, 80, 90, $100, whatever it was for this game? Are you giving us something that you are literally not done with 2 weeks before? This is bad. This is really alarming. And I've seen a lot of people playing this on streams. It doesn't look that good. Like visually, it's okay. Visually, it looks all right. It's kind of run of the mill. I wasn't impressed with the graphics. I'm looking at it going, oh, the game's not any better than the 5-year-old trailer or whatever it is. And I was like, all right, it sucks. But that's, I mean, visuals aren't everything. They're a lot to me. For me as a virtual photographer, I really love games with high quality graphics. I'm not blown away by what I'm seeing with Skull and Bones. Anyways, it is supposed to be coming out in 2 weeks, and I will have it. I've got early access. I will be playing it, probably streaming it. I'm going to let you guys see what I see the first time. So you will see that on the Twitch channel, but like really just kind of not thrilled. Classical in chat says, we think the game may be server stress testing. Oh, that could be. That's fair. Okay. Yeah, that is fair. If it is server stress testing, that's cool. I applaud that. I'm still concerned that it's happening 2 weeks prior, but hey, if that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. At least it's not like literally like finishing and polishing. Like it's like, ooh, you ain't going to get it done. And that means launch is going to be a disaster. So we'll see what happens. They have had server issues with past beta tests, so that would make sense. So Classical, I appreciate that clarification. Let's talk about some other games that are rolling out in February. So one of them, in fact, just went live today, which is Persona 3 Reload. People have been waiting for this one. Persona 3 is now live as of February 2nd. It has come out. That is a PS5, Xbox, also PS4, I apologize. Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. This is interesting. Persona is now one of the biggest RPG franchises on the planet, but its rise to popularity began with the launch of Persona 3 in 2006. 2006. That's how old Persona 3 is, and they're reloading it. It's like, wow, that's crazy. Helldivers 2 coming out February 8th, ladies and gentlemen. That is a PS5 and a PC exclusive. I don't know if I could use exclusive if it's on 2 platforms, but I did it anyway. Helldivers 2 is coming out February 8th. Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the 16th. Skull and Bones on the 16th, which I thought was the 18th, by the way. Did that date change? I thought it was February 18th, but maybe I'm wrong. So there's that. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming out on February 29th. Those are pretty much the big ones. Like I said, Suicide Squad is already out today. The other one, Plate Up. Plate Up is coming out February 15th. And there was one more I wanted to tell you about. What the hell was it? Was it Sons of the Forest? Sons of the Forest. Some of my friends have been talking about Sons of the Forest. That's coming out February 22nd. Not a ton of releases in this month, but there are some big ones. So I just wanted to get everybody caught up on that one. We didn't cover that last week. Sorry. But yeah, February's releases, not a long list, but some cool titles. And again, hopefully, Skull and Bones does not disappoint. Sadly, I think it will, but I do hope to be wrong. I would love to be wrong about that. We'll see where it goes. Let's move on tonight to our next topic, which is the Apple Vision Pro. It hit stores. I don't know if you guys are into it, but Apple Vision Pro finally hit stores. Apparently, this is not a patent infringement that Apple committed, so it was allowed to be sold, unlike the Apple Watch. So the Apple Vision Pro is out. This is by far the most expensive piece of headgear you're going to get. Stupidly expensive, but good tech. People are saying good things about it, and that's great. But like most Apple products, it is, again, expensive. And the accessories are expensive, and I got to go look something up because I closed it and I just realized that I did. Twitter.com. I'm going to give a shout out to DePoets because I saw something on DePoets' Twitter feed. There it is. Yes. So this was an article that DePoets shared. If you guys don't know, you can go to x.com/DePoets42. So x.com/DePoets42. Great tech reviewer, great tech promoter, really, really knows the tech industry, very polite guy. Love watching his streams when he does them. Very, very ingrained in the technology world. So if you want to check out DePoets, feel free to. I don't think you will regret that. But DePoets shared an article from The Verge. Apple's $299 developer strap dongle adds a USB-C port to your Vision Pro. Holy crap. It's a $300 dongle, which is just fun to say. That's all I'm doing. I'm just going to, maybe that'll be the goal. Every episode, I have to work the word dongle into it. That could be fun, right? That's our secret word. For those of you who don't know, on Twitch now, there are secret words that you can earn pinata points for in chat, but nobody knows what they are except the bouncers and me. I only know if I read what the bouncers tell me, and I don't. So I have no idea what they are. But yeah, there's a secret word in the Twitch chat. Maybe this will be the secret word for the podcast. I have to work dongle into every story. So yeah, the dongle that we spotted in videos during the WWDC 2023 lets you connect the Vision Pro headset via USB-C to a Mac, which will come in handy when creating graphics-intensive Vision OS apps and games. But it's $300 to get a USB-C cable. It's $300. I'm like, this is where Mac people need to realize they're being ripped off. There is nothing about that thing that needs to be $300. Nothing. Not a thing. But it's $300 because it's an Apple dongle. I'm just going to keep saying dongle. Eat the dongle. Stop it. You're paying too much for tech. It's a cool thing. I'm not saying the Vision Pro isn't cool. Great tech, kind of goofy looking, but whatever. It's like a weird version. It's a weird combination of ski goggles and the Fly, but that's not the point. It's interesting. It's good tech. You know, we want to see AR and VR, XR, which is now called XR. We want to see XR moving forward. We want to see this technology advancing. And why is partly because of what we're going to talk about in our big chat segment, which is next. But this is silly. Like $300 for a dongle. Come on. I forgot. There's a price change when it went live. Apple Vision Pro. It is Apple Vision Pro. There we go. The Apple Vision Pro buy. So this headset. That's what okay. So it was the price that I remembered. So you could go get like a Meta Quest 3 right now for, what is it? $500, $600, something like that. You can go get a Meta Quest 3 for $500 or $600. The Apple Vision Pro is $3,500. And if you want the developer dongle, it's another $300. You're dropping 4K on a VR headset. Yikes. That's scary. It's cool. It's not that cool. Yeah. So anyways, so I just want to remind everybody that is on the shelves at Apple right now. I believe you can get it also, was it Best Buy or something like that? It was in other stores. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if that's your thing, cool. If you're an Apple fan, cool. But you're paying out the nose for this thing. This is $3,500 by itself. The dongle's another $300. There's also inserts that you may have to get, like if you wear glasses or if you need some sort of optical aid, you have to get one of those. Okay. Like I said, we want the tech to advance. We want this to be adopted. We want more people doing VR and AR, but $3,500 is not going to advance it. $3,500 is literally just going to put money in Tim Cook's pocket. That's what it just makes the Apple bank account bigger. They're not innovating a whole ton of stuff. Okay. It's just not what they do. Let's move on to tonight's big chat. We are going to be talking about tech. The big chat tonight is all about AI. The question is, what is AI? Now, the easy answer is we could talk about artificial intelligence. Okay, but what does that mean? You know, we've got things like Skynet. You know, we've got the horror stories, but then we also have things like Midjourney or whatever, where it's creating visuals. I'm not going to say art. I'm going to be neutral with you guys for right now. It is creating visuals. It's creating graphics. You have AI technology that is powering search. You have AI technology that is powering research. You have AI technology that is powering audio. You have AI technology that is powering editing. All of these things are being done with AI. But what is AI? And to answer that question is a challenge. And the reason it's a challenge is because you're defining something called artificial. We're in an age, and this is going to get pretty deep into the industry, not in terms of technicals, but in terms of what does all of this mean. Tonight, I would love us to think about what is artificial, what is intelligence. These are complicated topics because that also requires us, in most cases, to define what is real. If it's not artificial, what is it? So to define artificial, we usually also have to define what is real, what is non-artificial, what is genuine. And one of the examples that I usually give, especially when it comes to what I will now call AI art, okay? Just for the sake of conversation, I'm going to refer to it as AI art. Your opinion as to whether it is art is mostly immaterial when we try to define the artificial and intelligence part. Okay, art is subjective. I could decide that Jackson Pollock's work is not art. I'd be like, I hate it. Okay, but it's still art. Like, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it's not art. So let's take that subjective perception away. Let's just talk about artificial and intelligence and reality. The reason that this becomes interesting. So the new Samsung S24, the new phone has been revealed. It's got some really cool features on it. And there was a quote that I saw on Tech Radar. This came from Samsung. Samsung defends the AI photo editing on the new Galaxy S24. Okay. What do you mean? Why would they have to defend AI photo editing? That's nothing. I mean, as strange as it sounds, that's nothing new. That's something we've had for a few years now. Like most technology conferences in recent months, Samsung's latest Galaxy Unpacked event was dominated by conversations surrounding AI. From two-way call translation to gesture-based search, the Samsung Galaxy S24 launched with several AI-powered tricks up its sleeve, but one particular feature is already raising eyebrows. Set to debut. Jugg's going to take a drink of water. Okay. Set to debut on the Galaxy S24 and its siblings. Generative edit, or generative, depending on your accent. Generative edit will allow users to artificially erase, recompose, and remaster parts of an image in a bid to achieve photographic perfection. This isn't a new concept, and any edits made using this generative AI tech will result in a watermark and metadata changes. But the seamlessness with which the Galaxy S24 enables such edits has understandably left some Unpacked goers concerned. Samsung, however, is confident that its new generative edit feature is ethical, desirable, and even necessary in today's misinformation-filled world. In a revealing interview with Tech Radar, Samsung's head of customer experience, Patrick Chaumet, I really hope it's Chaumet, because if it's Chaumet, sorry. He defended the company's position on AI and its implications. Quote, "There was a very nice video by Marcus Brownlee last year on the moon picture. Everyone was like, is it fake? Is it not fake? There was a debate around what constitutes a real picture. This is Jug now. I've studied the AI space for a long time. I've studied where the tech can go, how it's going there, how it's not going there. I've looked at this stuff pretty deeply for a long time. And I thought the way that question was presented just right in that quote was very telling. I'm going to read it again. Everyone was like, is it fake? Is it not fake? There was a debate around what constitutes a real picture. Now to continue that, he says, and actually, there is no such thing as a real picture. As soon as you have sensors to capture something, you reproduce what you're seeing. And it doesn't mean anything. There is no real picture. You can try to define a real picture by saying, I took that picture. But if you used AI to optimize the zoom, the autofocus, the scene, is it still real? Or is it all filters? There is no real picture. Full stop. The way that quote came out, I thought was interesting. It presents this as, if we use, basically the way I took it, okay, the impression I got was, if we use technological capabilities to enhance the capture, enhance the scene, is it still the scene? Is that the moon, or is that an upgraded moon? Is that an enhanced moon? Okay. To put it into physical terms, are those breasts or are those fake breasts? Okay. Is there a difference between fake and enhanced? Is it a fake picture or an enhanced picture? We took a real picture and made it better. Great. Is it now still a real picture? You know, there was that whole thing about the moon picture, and you know, I mean, it's been memey now. Everybody's memed the hell out of it. What is AI doing if it's making our experiences, I'm going to hesitate and say better, but let's just say altered, okay? If they are altered experiences through AI, are they real? Or are we in the early phases of Ready Player One? Right? Are we at a place where we are now experiencing altered reality versus reality? Now, you could say that, of course, it's better to have the enhancements. Take the artificial part out of it for a second. If we're just enhancing so that, you know, you take a picture from the 1950s, there's graininess, there's colors that are off, there's a miscapture from what your eyes are perceiving versus what the camera caught. And that was a technological limitation. That's all it was. The technology literally did not exist to capture what your eyes saw. But that right there presents an interesting scenario. If it's based on what your eyes saw, is that real? Well, it's real to you. But what about the person who's colorblind? If you're not colorblind and somebody who is colorblind, if you're looking at the exact same image, what is real? Is the reality defined by the person who's experiencing it? And if that's the case, what now becomes artificial? Does artificial purely get defined as a thing a human cannot do? Is that the artificialness? The human body, the human brain, the human eye, whatever you want, the human nose, the human ears, all of our senses. If the human body can't do it and we create it, have we now drifted into the artificial part of this? I don't know. That's a difficult question to ask because you're having to define what is real and what is artificial. So, like I said, when I saw that quote, I thought it was really interesting. He goes on and he says this, but still, questions around authenticity are very important. And this is where we change topics, because what he gets into now is this a photo or is this art? Is this a capture of a real life moment? Is this a capture of the environment of that moment? Or is this a creation of a moment? He says, but still, questions around authenticity are very important. And we, Samsung, go about this by recognizing two consumer needs, two different customer intentions. Neither of them are new, but generative AI will accelerate one of them. One intention is wanting to capture the moment, wanting to take a picture that's as accurate and complete as possible. The word accurate's an interesting choice. He continues and says, to do that, we use a lot of AI filtering, modification, and optimization to erase shadows, reflections, and so on. But we are true to the user's intention, which was to capture that moment. Okay, I can understand that. I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't think that's unfair. Okay. He says, then there is another intention, which is wanting to make something. When people go on Instagram, they add a bunch of funky black and white stuff. They create a new reality. Their intention isn't to recreate reality, it's to make something new. So, Generative edit isn't a totally new idea. Generative AI tools will accelerate that intention exponentially in the next few years, so there is a big customer need to distinguish between the real and the new. That's why our generative edit feature adds a watermark and edits the metadata. And we're working with regulatory bodies to ensure people understand the difference. That is a concern. In a day and age where everyone from politicians to media companies to influencers, whatever, everybody can create a moment. You know, there's a huge controversy on X right now because some completely fake. Let's be very clear about this, people. The naked photos of Taylor Swift, the generated photos of Taylor Swift that were quickly spreading on X, those are fake. But they went so viral so fast, X eventually had to shut off searches for Taylor Swift because so many people were using the searches to find the photos, and they're not her. So there is that regulatory issue of we have, I'll use his words. We have the real and we have the new. You're not capturing that moment. You're making a moment. And I think for us to best use this technology and to best experience the world around us, we need to be properly aware when things fall into one of those two categories. But the great thing, and I do think it is great, the great thing is that you can use artificial intelligence for both. You can use artificial intelligence. You can use processing knowledge and capability and speed in technology that is far superior to the human brain. Okay? I hear the funny thing is, I hear this, typically we'll get this from religious people who say that the human body is perfect. It was designed by God in his image and it is perfect. The problem is the human body is far from perfect. Okay? Just no. We're not the fastest animal on the planet. We're not the best vision on the planet. We don't have the best hearing on the planet. We don't have the best smell on the planet. We don't have the best ability to resist pressure. So many things about the human body are not perfect. And we can use technology like artificial intelligence to improve our existence and experience of the world. But we can also use it to make worlds. We can use it to enhance IRL and create the world of, I always go back to Ready Player One because I think that was kind of a unique presentation of that idea. I think that was a little groundbreaking, and to see it in film was helpful for people. So, so Stevie makes a comment that says, we'll need AI to place a warning or temporary watermark to identify other AI stuff. Possibly. And Samsung addresses that. Samsung says that if something is created through their generative edit feature, it will get a watermark and the metadata will be changed so that it recognizes it. And it says, yes, metadata is recognizing this was created, not captured. So I don't think that's unrealistic. I think that's fair. But we still have a lot of work ahead of us when it comes to AI, how we use it, what it can do, etc. And I've said this before on the podcast. I've even said it on a stream before. It is no coincidence that AI and quantum computing are arriving at the same time. It is a truly awesome combination. And I say that without any implied bias for positives or negatives. It is an awesome, drastic change that we will experience with the combination of AI and the power of quantum computing. It is hard to quantify how much more capable quantum computing is compared to anything we have today. Quantum computing makes things like the world of Star Trek possible. We cannot do that today. It is physically and technologically impossible for us to live in a world similar to what you might see in Star Trek. Quantum computing makes that possible. It is really, really incredible tech. When you combine AI and its ability to create worlds with the speed and power and ingenuity and learning capability that can exist with quantum computing, I promise you this, the next generation of humans will look at us as, and I'm talking like 20 years, they're going to look at us as dinosaurs. Literally, why did the meteors not wipe those people out? That's how quickly technology is going to be able to change. And it's everything from figuring out cold fusion, which they think they figured out, by the way. Just I'm using it as an example. Cracking those big codes to what powers your car when it auto drives, medical testing and diagnoses, treatments. Like quantum computing and AI is going to change our existence as a species. And it's not a coincidence that they're coming up at the same time. This is a huge moment for humanity. But we do have to answer those theological, philosophical, emotional questions. What is artificial? What is intelligence? What is artificial intelligence? And what do we want it to do for us? And I think that's going to be the really interesting thing is you're going to have people on different sides of that argument of what is AI's role in our society. And I'm not talking about like fringe fanatics that are saying, no, technology is bad. I'm not talking about like the Amish. And at the same time, I'm also kind of not talking about the people who want to have their consciousness transferred into like some sort of Elon Musk Neuralink, I'm going to be Android, data guy. I'm talking about for the rest of us who are living regular people lives, not me, because I'm a big famous streamer, but for people living normal, regular lives, we need to decide through our governments, through our corporations, we need to decide, what do we want this thing's role to be? Where do we want it to help us? How do we want it to help us? And that's painful. It's going to be a tough one. There's going to be a lot of fractious disagreement over this. Quite plainly, I think it could start wars. I think you're going to have eugenics wars. I think you're going to have sort of cybernetic, and I'm not talking like Terminator stuff, but not in terms of the other side, but you may have countries who feel like advanced AI tech is a national security threat. And they're going to say, fine, we're closing our borders. We are going to attack your facility because we believe your tech is a threat to the planet. The US could do that right now. Israel could do that right now. China could do that right now. They could decide that country X, whatever it is, that country there has advanced so far in AI that there could be sentience tomorrow. We have to stop that. You could get covert operations or not covert. You could get very overt operations that decide to stop that innovation. It's scary. People, we're very frightened animals. We are very much the apes that are afraid of the dark. So I think this is going to get weird and potentially dangerous, but we'll see what happens. We're going to see how this evolves over time, and hopefully we make some smart decisions. But that's what I wanted to leave you with tonight. Saw that quote from the Samsung Unpacked event, and I thought that posed some interesting scenarios for us to consider as people. What does this do for us? What can it do with us? And how comfortable are we with created environments, created moments, as opposed to captured ones? So I hope that populates your brain for a few days. Have some fun with that topic. As I said, next week on Twitch, we are going to be doing streaming with viewers. If you would like to sign up, there are threads in the PJParty Discord. All you've got to do is react to it, and I will reach out once I figure out the numbers, which I will be doing this weekend. So drop that in. If you are listening to this if you are listening to this beginning Monday of next week, which is February 5th, if you're listening to this on February 5th or after, please tune in on Twitch. You are welcome to enjoy the fun and watch. You can also join live chat and have a good time there. I am on the path to Twitch and YouTube partners, so any likes, comments, viewing, subscribes, lurks, whatever you can do, those are always appreciated. So in the meantime, go have yourself a good morning, a good day, a good night, and hopefully I will see you on Monday. See ya!